the number one reason that you fall off in the gym, that you fall off on your grind, that you fall off on your purpose, that you can't consistently read 10 pages a day, that you can't read one chapter of scripture a day is because you don't have the identity to match that. That's what I don't understand. How are you going out every single weekend knowing that you mad on Sunday because you got to go to work Monday? You tired of getting overlooked by women, but you don't want to hit the gym. You don't want to lose the weight. You don't want to put on the muscle. Make it make sense. Staying plugged into the matrix is hard, but unplugging is also hard. Because once you unplug, you can't go back. You can't unsee what you've already seen. All right, what's good with y'all boys, man? Back at y'all into the video. Now in this video, we're going to talk about 5 harsh truths I learned from leveling up. Number 1 is you must become a ghost. Once you make the decision to level up your life, certain things must change. The first thing that must change is your environment, the people that you hang around. If you hang around friends that always want to go out to the club, smoke, drink, turn up, go out on the weekends, right? Talk about women all the time. Don't want to hit the gym, don't want to self-improve, just want to stay the same, you have to distance yourself from them. This does not mean that you're not going to be cool with them. It just means that you're going 2 different routes. Because if you continuously go out every weekend and spend that money at the club, spend that money on the section, spend that money on them bottles, spend that money on that weed, you are keeping yourself right here in the position that you're currently in. But if you're trying to escape it, you have to let all that stuff go. And this is easier said than done because these are your day ones, right? These your homeboys. Y'all been cool for years. This is what y'all used to do all the time. Go out, play the game. All this different stuff. Chase women all the time. This is what y'all used to do. This is what was fun. But once you make the shift to go to the next level, all that type of stuff is unacceptable. None of that type of stuff fits into your paradigm anymore. So you got to let it go. And if they can't respect it and accept it, then you need to cut them off altogether. Because it shouldn't be a bad thing that you want to get your life right, that you want to improve your life. If anything, you should inspire them to want to improve their lives as well, and they hop on the same journey with you. But you got to realize that if you stay around these same types of people that's keeping you stuck right now, you never gonna make it to the next level. So you got to make a sacrifice. Either you sacrifice the best version of yourself and a life that you truly want to live, or you sacrifice temporary fun right now and just instant gratification for the life that you want to live and actually get it. The second version of becoming a ghost is you have to cut these women off. You have to. Because the truth about it is, once you start leveling up, that's when the women come. And you probably think, oh, God sending me the one. No, it's a distraction. It's a test to see if you really gonna stay focused or if you're gonna fall off. Because your dating life is never going to improve if you don't improve. If you are chasing women all day, when are you going to spend any time on your purpose? How are you going to improve at all? There is always somebody out there who is putting in more work than you, who's in better shape than you, making more money than you. So if you spend your time on the women, instead of improving yourself, you're always gonna get overlooked by the actual women that you want. But if you want the eyes to be on you, then it's time for you to get right. It's time for you to make the sacrifice to let the women go. If you're in a relationship already, you have to have the boundaries. You have to make your schedule dialed in to the point where you still have time for the gym. You still have time for your deep work so that you can still make sure that you're improving. You still got time to read books, to improve yourself, to lock in, to study. You still have to have time for all that. Now, this does not mean just neglect all the time that you have with your relationship, because you still need time for that as well, but you have to be more disciplined about it because you can't just spend all the time in your relationship, but you never improving yourself. You're going to fall off. This is the biggest mistake that you make. You start talking to a girl, y'all get closer and closer and closer. Y'all get into a relationship, but before y'all was in a relationship, you was on your grind, you was on point, but now that y'all together, you giving all the time and attention to her. Now you fell off, now you're less attractive. But if you want to maintain that attraction, you got to stay on point. You can't stop hitting the gym just because you got her, right? Because why do you think that dating stops once you get the girl, once you get in a relationship? You still have to keep her. So how are you going to keep her if you start getting fat? If you start sleeping in more, right? It's always on the couch. You ain't never putting no work in. You ain't never going out here and getting it. So you got to become a ghost because you realize that it's only one path to get to where you want to go. And you have to change up your environment, change up your surroundings, change up the things that you do every single day, change up what you watch in order to get to this next level. Because everything that you've done all year has gotten you to where you are right now. But if you want to get to a new level, you have to change up what you are doing. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, but expecting a new result. So if you hang around your same friend group, your same homeboys that are keeping you stuck, that's out every weekend, that's always high, that's always drunk, that's always chasing women, but you think that you're still going to get to the next level, you are insane. If you think that you can chase women all day but still get to the next level in your life, you are insane. If you think that you can stop improving just because you're in a relationship, you are insane. It's raining right now. If the lights go off, video's over. Number 2, consistency comes from identity. The number one reason that you fall off in the gym, that you fall off on your grind, that you fall off on your purpose, that you can't consistently read 10 pages a day, that you can't read one chapter of scripture a day is because you don't have the identity to match that. It does not matter that these are positive habits, that they will actually help you because you're treating them like they're difficult. You're treating them like chores. You're forcing yourself to do it because it's not aligned with your identity. You have to implement this framework into your life. Be, do, have. You're trying to skip the be and just do stuff so you can have stuff, right? You focused on the 10K a month. You focused on the 180-pound physique, putting on 20 pounds of muscle, right? You focused on quitting the 9 to 5. You focused on attracting that woman into your life, but you're not the person who can do any of these things. You're solely focused on the end result, the relationship, the money, the freedom, right? All that different stuff. You focus on that. Then you want to focus on, okay, I know what I want. I know what I want. I know what I want. Well, why don't I have it yet? You're not the person. If you're not the person, you're not going to be able to do the things to get the things that you want. So being the person literally means shifting your identity. If I was the version of myself who was already up 20 pounds of muscle, how would I move in the gym? How would I dial in with my nutrition, right? That's what you have to be asking yourself. Then already embody that. This is what allows me to be consistent because I've already accepted that I'm going to be 180 pounds. So I'm not chasing it. I'm not trying to force myself to get there. I just know that it's going to happen naturally over time based upon how I show up in the gym and how I show up in the kitchen. It's bound to happen. Time just has to catch up. It already has happened. Time just has to catch up. This is the identity. This is the mindset that you want to have. If it's the 10K a month, you are not going to be able to get to the 10K a month unless you are already the 10K a month version of yourself internally. What does that mean? You've already accepted the identity that it's possible for you to make the 10K a month. So once you accept the belief, then you are able to do the things that will actually get you there. For the longest time, I was so focused on the money. I was so focused on the physique that I was just over fantasizing about it. I wasn't actually dialing in with the identity, believing that it was true, believing that it was possible. I was just looking for the easy way out, the fastest way for me to get there. And this is why I was inconsistent in the gym. This is why I could make a lot of money, then fall back off the next month because the identity didn't match. But now the identity is there. Instead of me chasing the 10K a month, I embody the 10K a month. If I was already making 10K a month, how would I move every single day? What type of money moves would I make? How would I treat my deep work? How would I spend my money, right? How would I invest my money? Would I invest my money? If I was already 180 pounds, how hard would I go in the gym? What would my diet look like? This is what I ask myself. So if you want to be consistent with things that are actually going to get you to the next level, that'll improve your life, first, accept the identity, because for you, it could be different type of goals. So whatever goals that you have for yourself, any 3 to 5 goals that you have, ask yourself, if I already had this goal accomplished, how would my beliefs be set up? How would my mindset be set up? What actions would I take every single day? What habits would I have every single day? Then embody those things and live that out every single day. That's what's going to get you closer. Not meditation, not journaling, not visualizing, not praying without action. It's being, then doing the things based upon who you are being. Then and only then can you have the things that you want. Number 3, looks matter. It's unacceptable for you to be fat. It's unacceptable for you to be super skinny. Once you make improvements in your physique, everything changes. First, because your confidence is going to go through the roof. Everything stems from looks, bro. So if you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, that energy is going to transfer into everything that you do in your life. Because how can you respect yourself if you don't like what you see in the mirror? So if you don't respect yourself, nobody else is going to respect you. That girl that you want, she's not going to respect you. Other people that you want to do business with, they're not going to respect you. Because when a girl looks at you, the first thing that she's going to notice is your physique. So if your belly's hanging out of your shirt, she's going to notice that. If your arms are not hugging in your sleeves, she's going to notice that. But it's not even just about the physique. It's about how you just take care of yourself too. Hygiene is important. Making sure that you have a haircut is important. Making sure that all your facial hair is lined up, trimmed up, or just cut is very important. Making sure that your breath don't stink is very important. Making sure that your teeth are as white as possible, very important. Making sure that you ain't got no boogers in your nose, no crust in your eyes, very important. Making sure that your ears is clean, very important. Making sure that you have a skincare routine, very important. It's not feminine to take care of yourself. There's nothing attractive about being stank. There's nothing attractive about just not being in shape looking sloppy. There's nothing attractive about being a walking stick. Nothing. People treat you differently because they are judging you based upon how you look. So if you want people to treat you how you want to be treated, treat yourself like that first. Your physique is a representation of how you take care of yourself, how you treat yourself. You don't look like you respect yourself and actually love yourself if you're not in shape. Your aura is not just radiating with positive masculine energy because you're not in shape. It's night and day difference when you have not had a haircut in a month versus when you step out the chair. Your energy is so different. Your confidence is so different. So you need to always have that confidence and that energy and that aura because you always taking care of yourself. Get a haircut twice a week. If you got waves or something like that and you woofing once a month, but you still need to be getting lineups. Morning routine, night routine for your skincare. Hit in the gym 3 to 4 times a week because this is very important. These should be non-negotiables. This is what I said about the identity. If you were already the best version of yourself, it would be a standard for you to have a morning routine and a night routine for you to be taking care of your skin. It would be a standard for you to be in the gym 3 to 4 times a week because that version of yourself has to be in shape. It's the identity. It's the identity. You're not forcing yourself to do it. These is just a part of your daily routine. I'm not forcing myself to go to the gym, right? I'm not forcing myself to do my skincare routine in the morning. I'm not forcing myself to go get a haircut. This is my standard because I want to look good. I want to take care of myself, right? You don't force yourself to take a shower. That's part of your hygiene. So why is it a problem for you to do your skincare routine? You're tired of getting overlooked by women, but you don't want to hit the gym. You don't want to lose the weight. You don't want to put on the muscle. Make it make sense. It does not matter how smart you are. It does not matter how much money you make. It does not matter how tall or short you are. All that, none of that type of stuff matters before your actual physique. Smelling good, it's a standard for me to wear cologne. So from head to toe, everything must be on point. Everything must make sense because I'm telling you, the way that you're going to feel on the inside based upon how you look on the outside is night and day difference. Number 4, FOMO is not real. This should have been after number 1, but we're going to talk about it now. FOMO is not real, right? You may be saying, okay, well, if I cut all my friends off, I'm going to miss out on the fun. I'm going to miss out on going to the club. I'm going to miss out on this. I'm going to miss out on that. I'm going to miss out on what they're talking about on social media. If you don't miss out on the club, if you don't miss out on smoking and drinking, right? If you don't miss out on watching the game, if you don't miss out on going on that vacation when you ain't got the money, what you do miss out on is the freedom and the success that you want 6 to 12 months from now. FOMO is not real because if you actually on your grind, get into the next level, all the sacrifice that you're making right now make 100% sense. I could care less about going to the club right now. I could care less about popping a bottle. I could care less about buying a section. I could care less about watching the game. I could care less about playing the game. Why though? Because I'm more focused on building an actual business, right? I'm more focused about improving my mindset. I'm more focused about hitting the gym and, hitting my fitness goals. I'm more focused about what life can be like 6 to 12 months from now if I stay locked in and stay on the right path. I'm more focused on improving my relationship with God. That's what I'm more focused on. And I understand that I have the delayed gratification to get to those things. So having fun right now does not matter. Like, it literally makes no sense. I could go to the club right now. It would make no sense for me to go there because what am I celebrating? Why would I put myself in that type of environment when all I'm gonna be thinking about is, I need to make this video. I need to edit this video. I ain't got the money that I wanna be making, right? I still gotta go to work tomorrow. So why would I be out here having fun and celebrating as if life is all peaches and cream? That's what I don't understand. How are you going out every single weekend knowing that you mad on Sunday because you gotta go to work Monday? How do you spend your last on the new pair of shoes, the new J's, the new game, just to escape? But you know that you got goals, dreams, and ambitions because you got to delay the gratification and you don't want to do that because you got to make sacrifices and you don't want to do that because you could go on social media right now, scroll all day and fry your brain to get all the dopamine that you want. Because you know that going to the gym, it takes a certain amount of willpower for you to be able to get the result that you want, but you ain't ready for that yet. Because you want to go to the club right now. You want to chase the women right now. You want to get high and drunk right now. But then 6 months later, you're going to be regretting it, right? You get drunk, then the next morning you hungover. Now that's 2 days gone. You get super, super, super high. Now you got the munchies. Now you're spending too much money on food. All because you want everything right now and you don't want to delay any type of gratification. But if you got the mindset of, I'm improving, I'm leveling up, I'm getting to the next level, no matter what, you're going to do whatever it takes. You're going to make whatever sacrifices is necessary for you to get to the next level. Why? Because you already made the identity shift. The greatest superpower is being able to delay gratification. Sacrificing what you want right now for what you need in the future. Like, I don't need to go to the club. I don't need to pop a bottle. I don't need to play a video game, right? I don't need to go on a vacation, but I need to get out the 9-to-5 rat race. I need to quit that job, right? I need to build this business. I need that 180 pounds. I need that 200 pounds. That's what I need. I need that Hellcat red eye. I need that. I need that relationship with God. That's what I need. And not in a needy type of way, but like, that's my standard. The version of myself that I'm going to be, that's the standard that I have those things. That I have that unbreakable relationship with God. right? That I have that financial freedom, that time freedom, that location freedom because of the sacrifices that I made in the moment for what I wanted in the future, for what I knew that I was going to get. This is the thing about it. This is the thing about identity. I'm not trying to make this a video about identity, but if you don't grasp this, you're done. When you have the identity that you already have the things that you desire, that they're just on the way, you don't have to chase them. You don't have to be needy, right? I don't have to try to get 10K a month as fast as possible because I know that it's coming. So I can take it one day at a time to get 1% better because I'm not in a rush. When I was in a rush, I made the 10K a month and fell off. When I was in a rush to put on that muscle, I was going to the gym 5 to 6 times a week, staying the same. But now I'm not in a rush. I can go 3 to 4 times a week and make 10 times the progress. So if you can truly grasp that FOMO is not real, you will literally do what you got to do right now so that you can receive the thing that you want in the future. And the last thing, this is very important as well. The last thing is choose your heart. Because it's hard to live an average life, right? Wake up, go to work, get off work, watch TV, eat your food, jack off, go to sleep, wake up, do it all again. Friday come, you celebrate, you go out Friday night, go out Saturday night. Sunday, you wake up miserable because you got to go to work tomorrow. Can't even enjoy your last day off because all you're thinking about is going back to work. Go to work for 2 weeks, get your check, blow your check, got to go back to work, get your check, blow your check. You got no savings. You look in the mirror, you don't like what you see, average physique. You ain't doing nothing about it but blaming other people, lacking accountability, right? You dealing with women that you don't really want, that you're not really attracted to because that's all that you can get. You see everybody else on social media lapping you up. You see people younger than you making 30 times more money than you, right? They make your yearly salary in a month, in a day, but you just complain. You praying to God every night, but you ain't changed none of your ways. This is the typical mediocre life of the average man. And it's hard to do that. It's hard to live that way, bro. But it's also hard to be disciplined in the gym to make sure that you hit those physique goals. It's also hard to quit that 9 to 5 and start that business and not fall off. It's also hard to cut off your old ways, your old friends, your old environment, your old vices, because you were only trying to become the man that God designed you to be. That's also hard too. It's hard to just sit down, do the deep work when you could just get on your phone and scroll and distract yourself. So you have to choose your heart. This is one of the greatest realizations that I had to make. And I'm glad that I made this realization early. Right? I knew that I didn't want to live the average lifestyle. I knew that I didn't want to call another grown man boss. I didn't want to work for somebody else while I'm just making pennies on a dollar. I knew I didn't want to do that. I knew I didn't want to go to college. So to a certain degree, you have to take certain risks. Calculate a risk because you understand that the path that you're on right now is not worth it. It's not worth staying on. You've been on this path long enough. Staying plugged into the matrix is hard, but unplugging is also hard. Because once you unplug, you can't go back. You can't unsee what you've already seen. Once you've been exposed to the truth, you can't ignore it. This is why you can't stay in the middle. This is why you got to pick a side and stay on it. Either you're going to be plugged in, you're going to be a bot, or you're going to be unplugged from the matrix. You're going to unplug from the system. You're going to see the truth. You're going to know the truth, and you're going to apply the truth to your life. So I could probably give y'all 5 more things that I've learned throughout my self-improvement journey about leveling up. But these are some of the most important ones. Comment down below the one that you resonate with the most. Also, pinned in the comments and in the description is going to be a link to book your one-to-one onboarding calls to join Kingdom Masculinity Mastery to become the best version of yourself, the man that God created you to be. So if you are interested in that, make sure that you book your call down below. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.